That is, Les. Would have been more if, hey, Savannah, I don't think you know much about the stock market. Looking at you, but no offense. Would have been a lot more if I hadn't capitulated with Veru. T-Box, I was thinking about you earlier when I was seeing everything capitulating. I was thinking, yeah, great, they've making money on AMD. Let me just fix that YouTube stream. Go, and we're all set. It looks like. Absolutely, but you can't you can't succumb to, you know yourself, you can't succumb to FOMO. Like right now, I'm looking at Veru and thinking maybe I should have got in there when I spotted a triple bottom. But yeah, look, it is what it is. On the 1 minute. Yeah, so look, you made money on it. That's what matters. It doesn't matter the size of the money you make. Green is green, which is more than the markets are. Damn, have you seen the market maps? Oh, let me show you the market maps. This is the stock market as it stands right now, guys. I mean, look at this. It's just all red across the board. I mean, go figure. It's an absolute nightmare right now. So if you lost money today and you only lost a little bit of money, just think of it this way. You're in the top percentage points because most people lost money today. Thank heavens for DPSI. I mean, everybody's losing. Unless you're shorting the market. Oh, look at that little lovely flat top that we're getting there on Veru. I told myself, I'm just below kind of 446. I told myself that I'm not going to trade this power hour. I've got green. I've got a nice shade of green. I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to give back my gains to the market. So much red, Les. So much red. I mean, pretty much, I think there's probably about 5 or 6 stocks that are green on that map. I mean, even if you're looking at the these scanners, with the exception of the gap scanner, which is only programmed to show gainers, you look at the momentum scanners and the surge scanners. It's primarily stocks that are in the red, trying to make a bounce, trying to make a reversal. This is a lovely flat top. Put your entry at 47. Maybe get the breakout. So close to the $0.50 though, that's the problem. And it got rejected at the $0.50 there. So you break out, you get to 48, and then it gets rejected at 49 or 50. Ah, not worth the risk, I don't think. Apparently, Les, the official terminology is that if it drops 25% off its all-time high, or if it retraces 25% off its all-time high, then we're officially in a recession, a bear market. Well, we're well below 400. And SPY, let's just go back to the SPY. We're 392 right now. This is the SPY. Look at it on the 60-minute though. Since 4 o'clock this morning, it's done nothing but vomit. That's the SPY. We had one little kind of lunchtime break where it vomited and then ate its lunch and then vomited again. A bit like a dog when they vomit, you know, it's bleh, bleh, bleh. Well, I'm hoping maybe we do bump, but I'm not too bothered actually. I don't mind the bear market. Wider economical issues, obviously, most people don't like the bear market. They don't like the thought of being in recession. But from a trading perspective, I don't mind bear markets. As long as it's trending one way or the other, we're going to find stocks to trade. Whether it's to the short side or to the long side, we're going to find stocks to trade. It's the volatility that we want. It's when it's ranging like it was at the early part of this month, sideways chop, that it becomes difficult to trade. And well, certainly that's when I tend to lose most money. When the market's on the up or when the market's on the down, I tend to make money. When it's choppy sideways, that's when I lose. Well, according to my statistics, at least. Well, the problem is you don't get the continuation. That's the problem with sideways markets. You look for the breakouts and you get the breakout and you think, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to go big size. I've got the breakout, the volumes come, you increase your size and then it reverses on you. And you think, shit, you know. So what ends up being, even if you manage to, let's just say you enter a trade and you take 2,500 shares and you're risking 10 cents. So you're risking 250 bucks on the trade. It breaks out, so you add to your position and then it reverses on you. Let's say you add another 5,000 shares and it reverses on you. That initial 10 cents that was 250 is now probably 1,000 because you added it at slightly higher price. So your original exit point is now you're 750 bucks down. So those rangy sideways markets are much harder to trade than either bear or bull. I will never date you again, Chip. Here's your DLO. Zoom out. On the 5 minute, zoom out again so we can see. I won't date you. It moved up nicely. It's going back down again now, but it went up what, 25.75, I think? 25.64. So nice one. Yeah, absolutely. We've just been talking about the wider markets, and look at that. That's the Nasdaq. It's nearly 5% down on the day. I keep saying I don't trade them. I don't trade the indices because there's not enough volatility. And you have to take huge leverage to benefit from it. Look at that. I mean, the Qs, which represents the Nasdaq, is 5% down on the day. You could have made quite a bit on that. What's happening is a lot of people are losing money, Kieran. A lot of people are losing money. It's just shocking what's going on. Agri's trying to get back above the VWAP. Sky Harbour's had a move today again. DLO's probably the second best mover today after decision point. The only things that are moving really, the only what I'm seeing, the only good things that are trending to the upside across the day We've got a couple of exceptions like Decision Point and D-Local, but most of it is ETFs, inverse ETFs that are actually trading the opposite of the market. So they're actually shorting the markets. I'm only going to be trading. I'm only going to be trading if I see an absolute golden setup, Dan. I'm just on for the stream, just on for the crack, just entertainment and education purposes only, Dan. Absolutely, I've got green. I said that in the Discord we were talking about. They were asking if I'm coming back on the on the stream for Power Hour, and I'm like, yeah, I will do, but probably only commentary. I've got green, and I've probably had about 3 heart attacks doing so today. Trading Decision Point was one hell of a roller coaster ride today. I was up, what, 7 grand, then I was down 6 grand, and then I was up, now I'm up, then I was up 8 grand, and I'm kind of, I think it was about 3 grand up or something, and now I'm up 15 grand on it. It was one of those roller coasters. The spreads were absolutely shocking. At one stage, the spreads were 35 cents. 35 cents between the bid and the ask. And I'm like, how can you manage risk when your spreads are 35 cents? I mean, it's not like it was a huge, we're not talking like a $400 share per share stock. This is like, $10, $12 a share. It was, and the spreads were 35 cents. I'm like, what? How do you manage risk on a $12 stock that's got a 35-cent spread? But that's where the volatility was. That's where the I know, absolutely, Dan. That's where the volatility was. It's where the volume was. I mean, we're talking. It's a little over 5 million share float. Its average volume was, I think it's 200k. Not even. Average volume 27k on Decision Point. Today, it's traded 22.2 million shares. So that's more than 5 times it's rotated its float. And God knows, someone do the math for me. How many times relative volume it is? But 100 times relative volume or whatever. But I mean, that's where the action was. It was worth trading. It was if you were patient enough and you watched for the patterns and you adhered to the signals and you got filled when you wanted to get filled, it was quite a lucrative stock. My problem was I'm going to have to change it around to accommodate these spready stocks if I'm going to trade them. At one stage I was trying to use my hotkeys. My hotkeys places limit orders that are based on buying the bid and selling the ask. And I've got 10-cent leeway there. So that's normally fine for most stocks. But when you've got a 15-20 cent spread, you're just not going to get filled. So that was the problem with Decision Point for me today, was that I had to revert back to my hotkeys, my hot buttons rather than using my hotkeys. So lots of peeps of portfolios are crushed, T-Box. I'm kind of up and down. I had a green day yesterday, a good green day today, a few more green days like this, and to be fair, we'll be back on track. Still got a way to go, but this will take us to about 35k down on the month. S&P has to hold over 3930. I'm just looking at, we're just watching the Nasdaq vomit as we speak. $39 has to stay. It has to stay above 385 on the SPY. Simple Tesla nibble. Please, nobody mention Tesla to me. I was about 12 grand up on the calls I bought, and I didn't cash in. Now look at me, 950 calls for June the 3rd. That's never getting there on Tesla. Let's have a look. Tesla 713 right now. No way that's getting back to 950 before June commences. Yeah, but I hope you got them for a couple of years out in the future, so they're still worth something. Hey, cash flow. Yeah, just the one stock. I mean, obviously I went green on the stock live on stream, and then I got caught with the reversal, and then I just carried on trading it. So it was a roller coaster stock, very much a roller coaster stock. That decision point today. Yeah, I don't. I should stay away. I should put Tesla on my no trade list because I always seem to lose money when I trade it. I mean, if I trade Tesla to the long side, it reverses, and if I trade it to the short side, it rallies for some strange reason. It doesn't like me. But I think I'll just put it on the no trade list. Oh, it did break out. So Veru, I was watching Veru for that flat top that I mentioned. The flat top. Let's just zoom back in here on the 1 minute. Got this little flat top here, around 446. I said, you can put your entry at 448, but then you've got the $0.50 there. But it actually broke the $0.50. Went all the way up to 459. So you could have got 10 cents on that move. Flat top breakout. And the SPY, not looking great. Who's that? Oh, what that noise is. Something driving me nuts. Oh, never mind. Technology's wonderful. Nvidia probably crashing as well, is it? Buy the dip. Nvidia goes below. If Nvidia ends up below 160, buy it. That's not financial advice. It's just what I'll be looking to do. Not a financial advisor. Right now, I think this is probably one of the worst performing market days I've seen in a very long time. Nasdaq down 5% at once a few moments ago. Yeah, I like Nvidia long term. I mean, from a day, because I know you like trading the T-box. I know you prefer to trade the mid and high cap stocks and the markets themselves. But I'm kind of thinking long-term investment. Adding Nvidia to that. I've not got Nvidia in the portfolio at the minute, so I'm thinking if it dips below 160, I might add it. No, from a long term, I think it'd be a good starting point for Nvidia. can always add more to it if it keeps dipping. I'll buy the dip and then the dip after the dip, buy that again. Cheers, cash flow. The problem is that when you have a good green day and the market starts showing a little bit more volatility, you're thinking, oh, maybe I can squeeze a little bit more out. It's usually the wrong idea. Overtrading is definitely a real thing. Just saying. Anybody that spends 8 hours a day at the trading desk, probably more often than not is not being profitable, because overtrading definitely is a thing. Well, we're obviously on the same boat, T-box. We're obviously thinking the same thing. Evening, Alistair. Plenty of people drinking Spanish beer, it looks like, wearing blue shirts. I've got the Sky Sports News on in the background. I've not turned the volume up. Just keeping an eye on the Rangers game from time to time, whilst we're in Power Hour. Yeah, but Dan, I think in the US, the COVID numbers and all this kind of stuff, I think they've just decided that they're just going to ignore COVID from now on. I mean, half of them did anyway. But then they all start, we're going to put some measures in place to help curb the spread of COVID. Yeah, but it infringes on my God-given freedoms. No, I don't think so. There's cures for COVID. We've got vaccines for COVID. There's no vaccine for stupidity. Do you know what, Chip? I don't know. I could have a look. So let's have a look. So I've got trend, ray, horizontal, Fibonacci, study config. So many studies I could put up there. Doesn't look like it's got 100 linear. I've got to be honest, Chip, I've never heard of that, so I'll have to look into that one. Unless it's something that's no. Lots of it's got loads of studies I can add, but a lot of these indicators they're not worth. I try and keep my charts as clean as possible. The indicators are not even worth paying attention to half the time. I'll have a look at it. I'll look it up. I'll have a play with it on TradingView. If it's probably on TradingView. That's why I do my chart. I do a lot of charting on TradingView as well. So let me just. I might be looking in the wrong place, but I'll take a look and I'll have a look later. See if it's something I should study up on. I mean, in terms of resistance, it's one of the reasons I like the volume by price indicator that I've got here as well. It's simply because it shows areas that potentially could get filled and areas that a lot of action is taking place. So you get support and resistance levels with the volume by price, and you can see whether it's on the uptick or not, or on whether the transaction's taking place on the uptick or the downtick. I'll certainly take a look at that chip. Yeah, how is Micron doing? It's pretty much what the rest of the market's doing. Vomiting. Trying to come back on the 60, 30 minute. Yeah. Down here at 71s now, Micron. All right, so you sleep. Oh. that's the sleepy chair. Why have I not got 100 likes yet, guys? Don't you like me anymore? If you all did 10 taps on the screen, I'd have over 100 likes by now. Oh, Agri trying to make a move back to the upside. The VIX index is up 18%. Look at that. Short the VIX. That's what we should do. Short the VIX. Well, you could try the VIX. Veru trying to make a comeback. I'm just going to stay away from Veru until it's back above the VWAP. So it needs to be approaching $15 again. It is absolutely, Gary. It's a very tough market for a lot of people. I'm just happy to be green on the day now. The way that, I mean, if we look at the SPY, which is the wider market, the S&P 500. Look at it over the last 30-minute chart. Let's zoom in. 5-minute chart and zoom out even. It's done nothing but since 4 o'clock this morning, market time. Since the market's open for trading again this morning, gap down overnight, and just selling off, and it's not looked back. Look at it on the hourly. We've had one. On 60-minute, we've had one green candle up until now, one completed green candle on the hourly since 4 a.m. and that's just when we took a break for lunch. So not looking great at the minute. It's steadily down. That's definite bear market territory. We've just to put this into context, let's look at it on the daily. So I'll zoom in so I can see what I'm talking about here. So we started off last week and we had some really tough sell-off days, gapping down and selling off. And then the end of last week, Thursday and Friday, we had a couple of good rally days. Kind of choppy on Monday, a slight rally into the close yesterday. And then we've just lost the last 3 days rallies and a bit beside. So, yeah, I mean, if we look back at Thursday, they were saying if true bear market territory is 25% off the top, we got very close to it here. We were talking pennies away, and then it reversed. I don't know if there's any kind of market manipulation. Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything. I don't care if it's. I don't know if it's any kind of market manipulation or whatever. But yeah, it's today's a huge red day. This is today. Red candle here at the side of the screen. Back to the 60-minute. 4% down on the day. Nasdaq 5% down on the day. To be fair, Russell Index is down, not quite as much as everything else. That's down 3.9. Actually, the Dow's only down 3.7. There must be some good performers on the Dow, which must be the likes of DPSIs on the Nasdaq. What else has moved? ELO, Nasdaq. I think a great time to short would have been here on the 60-minute. This would have been a great time to short. You get the green one when we actually started coming back down again. That would have been a great time to short, or even up here when we got these first two candles. Then we broke below the VWAP. Great time to short, and then VWAP bounce every time. Let's look at it on the 5. But nowhere near the VWAP. So pre-market, maybe a VWAP bounce, but then it just got nowhere near the VWAP after that. Total downtrend. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a seller's market today. Oh, just Scarabin. That's total. Well, did you win? Did your wins outweigh your losses, or was it the other way around? Did you break even, or which were the bigger ones, the losses or the wins? Let me know. It doesn't mean everyone's selling shares, Gary. See, that's what everybody thinks, is that everybody's selling, when actually that's not the case, because there has to be an equal number of both. It's a zero-sum market. So there's always someone buying when there are people selling, and there's always somebody selling when there are people buying. It just happens to be on which side of the ticket the transaction's taking place. So are the buyers, is the price action going to the buyers, in which is, in the downtick, or is it sorry, going to the sellers, which is on the downtick, or is the price action going to the buyers, which is on the uptick? That's the difference. It's the transactions are all on the downtick. People are, you're getting people that are shorting this looking for a move down. You're getting people selling it trying to stop losing money, and you're getting other people that are either covering the short positions again on the downtick because they've made money, and you're getting other people that are trying to buy the dip, that even though it's continuing to go down. So you've always got the same amount of people buying as you have selling. Otherwise, there is no market. Well, the thing is, though, Gary, I mean, you can trade even when the markets are going down. You can trade. Like I say, you can either short the downswings. If once you get proficient at trading, you learn to spot the patterns and the inverse patterns. So the patterns are the same regardless of the direction. It's just that they are the inverse. If you're shorting, it's the inverse. So you look for bear flags instead of bull flags. You look for flat bottoms instead of flat tops. So, you can make money either way. But even so, even in a bear market, even when the market's trending down like it is today, you're going to get stocks that buck the trend. So, for example, Decision Point, which is what I've made my gains on today, that went up 172% today. 172%. mean, come on. The market, overall market is vomiting, and this stock, and it's not even a great catalyst. It's just they've outperformed Q1 expectations. So on the back of that, the market's reacted great. It's got a huge volume, relative speaking, and it's moved 172% on the day. So you're always going to get stocks that buck the trend. So if you're long biased, like I'm a long biased trader, I tend to be long biased. Obviously, T-Box does like to do his shorting, but I'm a long biased trader. So I tend to look for stocks that are gapping up rather than gapping down. I tend to look for stocks that are having a good day rather than a bad day. And that's how I trade. So even in a bear market, I'm finding stocks, and I will find stocks that are outperforming the or performing the adverse of what the wider market's doing. Well, Bitcoin's got its own worries at the moment. The crypto space has got their own worries at the moment. Well, exactly. You play both sides, you can make great cash, but it's not as easy as it sounds. T-Box. It takes you master one before you start getting involved in. This is what I would suggest. Anybody that's beginning trading, anybody that's learning how to trade, learn either learn short strategies first or learn long strategies first. You can branch out and expand your horizons once you've got proficient at those strategies. You don't have to you don't have to know everything about everything. You get good at one thing, then you can start making gains. Then you can actually branch out on when the markets are not in your favor. You've got the option to either sit it out and have a zero-sum day, in which case you're not losing money. Put this into perspective. Today, I've made $8,500. I made $15,000 on one stock. I made $8,500 on that trade today, across the four trades. So if I ask myself a question, across the course of this week, if I just traded one stock and it was like DPSI, decision point, and I traded the one stock and was able to get $15,000 on one stock, and that happened once a week. It didn't happen every day, it just happened once a week, and I was patient enough to wait for it and make $15,000 a week. Is that going to be enough to live off? Is that going to be? Well, absolutely. I don't need to play short. I don't need to trade the index or Forex or look for other instruments to trade. Stop that. I don't need to look for other instruments to trade. If you get one good strategy and a few good patterns to trade, and you're patient and wait for them to set up, A+ setups, you'll get at least one a week, guaranteed. You probably will get one a day, but you've got to be patient enough to wait for it, and that's enough to make quite a lucrative earnings. Is if you get that one trade a day, and as a beginner trader, I would emphasize that you look for that A+ setup and trade one trade a day. Small accounts, they say a trade a day is the small account way, one trade a day. And then if you've got a $2,000 account or a $5,000 account, and you're looking at making $200, $300 on that per day, you do that on one trade and walk away. Trade in a simulator for the rest of the day. Shut up. Trade in a simulator for the rest of the day. You don't have to be trying to master all the different strategies. You add more strings to your bow, but again, practice those in a simulator before you put money on them on the real market as well. Well, I've got my long-term, so I have them with different brokers. So I've got my long-term portfolios with Interactive, and then I've got my day trading accounts. I've two margin accounts with Capital Markets, which is where I do my day trading. One's just sitting dormant at the moment. I've got about 30,000 in that one. Essentially, that's if ever I blew up an account, I can switch over and I can trade the other account. That's my thinking. Is if I actually lost, if I blew up one of my accounts and with with Capital Markets, I could continue to trade with the other account. Of course, I'd walk away for that day, but rather than having to reload it and wait for transfers and all that kind of stuff, I can switch over and start trading with the other account. So that's my thinking with having two margin accounts to day trade. I've got margin account with Interactive as well, but I don't tend to day trade in it. I tend to trade my options and things with that one in Interactive. I don't use. I've got my long-term portfolio with Interactive. I've got my retirement account with Interactive, and I've got a margin account and a cash account with Interactive. I've got 2 margin accounts for Capital Markets. So, but the majority of the time I'm trading with Capital Markets because I get more leverage. Well, you can, but I mean, you've got the E-mini. It depends on what data you subscribe into Superchip. So you can trade the markets themselves, or you can do the E-mini, or you can do the E-micro or whatever, or you can trade the ETFs like the Spider, for example, the SPY that the DIA that I'm looking at. You trade the ETFs, which do exactly the same thing as the markets. Oh, right, okay. What was the catalyst on DPSI today? Okay, yeah, no, so the catalyst on DPSI today was Q1 earnings. It had really good Q1 earnings results. But what was different about DPSI, and one of the reasons I called it out, what time did I call it out in the just let me have a look at the watch list this morning. The 18th. So 8 o'clock market time, 12:02 p.m. when I called this out in my Discord, and it was basically Decision Point shares gain on beating the Q1 numbers, and they've seen broad-based strength across all the relevant verticals that they operate in, and that was the catalyst. There wasn't really any other catalyst, but what made it different was the volume. It was huge relative volume. I mean, it's a relatively short float. It's relatively small float, should I say. I don't want to connect my brokerage. Why do I want to connect my brokerage? That's just ridiculous. Yes. So where was I? Oh yeah, DPSI. So this morning it was already relative high volume before it really started to move. Normally it trades 27,000 shares a day. Over the last 3 months, it's been averaging 27,000 shares per day traded. Today it's traded 22.8 million shares. So that's what, 100x relative volume. And the fact that it's only it's rotated its float 4 times, or more than 4 times. So that's the difference with DPSI today. So when that started really to move and got, I think it was the second halt. No, did a halt? Yeah, it would have been the second halt. That's really when it started to hit on the radar, and that's when I was looking to try and find an entry point. And you were watching me trading it to start off with. In terms of technical catalyst, you get those intraday. You look for the patterns all the time. Well, the Discord is for Day trade with Tony students. So that's not in the link tree. You get the link to the what's in the link tree is the day trade with Tony course, and the Discord is for people that are on the course. So sorry about that. If you're not on the course, if you are on the course, then let me. And you've not got the link to the Discord, let me know. You should get it as you sign up for the course. It's on the first splash screen as you on the welcome screen. But if you want access to the Discord, join the course. Just one of the benefits. Building a nice little community over there as well. Actually, there's some really good people in that community. We've been thinking about banning anybody that supports Man United, though. I decided against it, but we thought about it. I think Man United have had enough problems this year. That is the Rangers game. Oh, 0-0 still. Yeah, well, we're all absolutely, Gary. You do need a break. I feel it's not often a Liverpool fan says feel sorry for Man United. What it is, I normally like a bit of banter with the United supporters, but they've all gone into caves over the last couple of months because I can't even. They're not even a banter club anymore. At least I can have banter with Arsenal and Spurs and things because they're genuine banter clubs. But United have kind of gone off the boil so badly. You can't even have banter with them anymore. They get offended. Yeah, I've just switched it on to BT Sport. I hate the commentary on BT Sport, especially when Michael Owen's commentating. That guy is the biggest numpty. Oh, stop! Don't get me started. You'll get back, Gary. Don't worry. You'll get back up there. You just need a decent, a bit of a clear out of the playing staff and a good coach. You had a good coach and you got rid of him just because you didn't like his playing style. But he was winning things. And Jose, which I thought was madness. But look, it is what it is. Shut up. You're barking at shadows. There's not even anything there. Come here. Come here. You, here, come, now. You will be tentative. You think you're going to get a backhander, don't you? Stop it. Stop it. Stop barking in the house. There's nobody to bark at. Fluffy pig. Nah, I can't see the quadruple happening, Gary. I've got to be honest. Oh, that's the Dow's making a bit of a bounce. SPY bouncing. The market's having a little bit of a last-minute bounce into the close. We've got 20 minutes. Can they pull off a miracle? Can the SPY get back above 400? No, I don't think so. You know, we can dream. Having a bit of a bounce. Can I see Aston Villa taking points off them at the Etihad? I'm not sure. I can't see it. I hope so. I think the injury problems that City have got at the moment in the back line potentially could play into Danny Ings' hands. He's a handful for most people. So maybe they can get a draw. They're not going to stop them from scoring, but could Villa get a draw? Possibly. And then it'd be down to Liverpool to win their game against Wolves. I don't hold much optimism for the quadruple. I'll be happy with the treble, to be honest. I think we've had an absolutely fantastic season regardless of the next 2 games, but I'll be happy with the treble. I'll be disappointed if we don't win the Champions League. We've got unfinished business with Real. I know they don't have Ramos anymore, but that's besides the point. We need to keep all of them. We need to keep Mane, we need to keep Salah. I mean, Diaz has been a revelation since January, but you can't bring one in and you know, sell one of the others. You need all the options. No other team wants us to win anything. We're the unbearables, Dom. Nobody wants Liverpool to win. Stop it, you. Be paid yourself. Cut it out. If someone comes in with a big bat or a knife, then start barking. Yeah, no other team likes Liverpool. The unbearables, they call us, and I don't mind that tag. I'd have been supporting them long enough. I remember not too long ago, only a little over a decade, is we had players like Paul Konchesky in the side. I mean, come on. We've earned the place that we have right now. We've had some really bad teams since the 1990s. What else is moving? BGXX. That's moved a few times today. Right, oh, this looks moving up quite well. This is now the top gapper since DPSI sold off. Good relative volume. Let's have a look at what the catalyst is. I saw this earlier when it was up about 40%, but it wasn't up on great volume. Oh, it's IPO. That's why. IPO'd yesterday. So BGXX was recent IPO as of this week, i.e. yesterday. So that's why it's moving. You can't really get fundamentals or even technicals with an IPO. You just got to ride the momentum where you see it. It's had 2 good days, two green days. I'll have to look into it at BGX. Bright green. Don't know too much about them, to be completely honest. Bright Green Corporation. Look at the news. See a little bit more about them. Right, okay. So this is from yesterday when it debuted. So DEA endorsed cannabis grower makes history as the first plant-touching firm on the NASDAQ. That's what this company is. It's the first DEA endorsed cannabis grower on the NASDAQ. To be honest, I didn't know too much about them. Still don't know too much about them, but interesting. I'll have to do a bit of reading a little bit later about these guys. 114% up already today. The second day on the market. Will be worth watching for tomorrow. No problem, Gary. I'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Feel free to join. Here, YouTube, Twitch, wherever. Twitter, you can't really see much, but you get the message. It's still 0-0 on the Rangers game. Yes, so BGXX, Bright Green Corporation, is a cannabis grower that's endorsed by the Drug Enforcement Agency. So it's a first. First time I've ever heard of anything like that. Anybody else know much about this crowd, this Bright Green? They are the top momentum. The two stocks that are moving at the moment are Decision Point and BGXX. Two top ones got the momentum. So this one's trying to come back after selling off. I've got to be honest. It's an interesting market at the moment. Despite the red in the market, Nasdaq tried to make a pullback, selling off again. S&P again 4.2 up, or 4.2 down, should I say? It's a very interesting market at the moment. If this drops below 390 before the close, I can see we're going to bleed into tomorrow as well. I can't see us bouncing tomorrow off the back of this. But it's a couple of weeks ago we had a similar vomit like this, and then we had a really good rally the following day, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago. I think we're going to be struggling to recover from this one. $385 is the all of the month. Don't want to be going lower than that, really. SPY. So who else has managed to make money today, despite the red on the markets, despite the difficulty that is the bearish market? That's your downwards spiral. I mean, it's a couple of bounces along the way. It never goes down in a straight line, but it's not far off. The bounces have been minimal. Who's going to short the market tomorrow? Are you going to short the market there, T-Box? Shorting again tomorrow? I think with the indices as well, with the indexes, that's one advantage, is that you can trade them pretty much 24. Well, I was going to say 24/5. You can trade them right. You can trade them around the clock during the week. Closed at the weekends, but you can trade them around the clock during the week. Let's have a look at on TradingView. What about the FTSE? And they're all selling. The S&P 500 is down 4.2%. The Nasdaq's down over 5%. Dow's down 3.7%. FTSE's down 2%. It's not too bad. The DAX is down 2.6%. The Hang Seng's down 1.7%. So that's probably the best one of the lot. Oh, for God's sakes. My poor Cardano is just... I feel sorry for my Cardano holding. I really do. She's not doing anything. She's just getting smaller and smaller. She's shrinking overnight. Poor thing. Is anybody else holding Cardano? Not having much luck with Cardano. I keep saying to myself, it'll come good, but she keeps... Sure, she's bulimic, that's what it is. Bitcoin's slightly under 30k again. It worried me last week when it went down to 25, but that's when I added to it, when it started to bounce. Which moving average, Matt? 9? On the 1 minute, is it what? Which moving average are you using? The 9, the 20, 50, 200? I'm going to keep my Cardano. To be fair, I'm not going to add to it anymore. I'm just going to keep it and see what happens. I think I might be flogging a dead horse with it. The 50. So there you go. Yeah, I can see that. There's your 50 EMA. That's fairly reliable as it happens. Good spot there, Matt. Nowhere near on the 5 minute, but on the 2 minute, yeah. On the 1 minute, sure. It looks pretty reliable on the 2 minute as well there, Matt. So I like to keep my charts fairly clean. Gotta be honest, we've got 4 minutes left of the market and I'm not seeing anything trying to make a move. It's just red all over. Let's have a look at what the market map looks like. Yeah. This is the market map. Okay. So pretty much everyone. Oh, I spot a little bit of green right in the middle of everything. Dynatrace, the software technology. So Dynatrace, well done, Dynatrace. You're the only one green there. Where else? Can anyone spot any more? Ooh, a little bit of green here. Who's this? Who's this? Puhui Wealth Investment Management. There we go. Well done for being green. Oh, there we go. PGR at Progressive is almost a percentage point green. This is like Where's Waldo? You know, Where's Wally or whatever it is. Spot the green. Oh, who's this? TJX. TK Maxx. Parent of TK Maxx. TGX. It's the only one in the retail sector that's green. Go figure. Oh, I think we've got another little bit of green here. Roblox. Oh, well done, Roblox. Who's this up at the top? AMX, American Mobile. Telecoms sector. This really is one of the worst days in terms of finance maps that I've seen in a long, long time. Everything is down. This is absolute mad. It really is. But look, it is what it is. We've got to deal with this and deal with the outcome tomorrow. So, has anybody ever seen so much red on the market? Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, GE, even Berkshire Hathaway. You think that the Warren Buffett would be above all this bear market crap? Everything is down. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors down. Yeah, so everything's down. Look at this. Google down, Alphabet, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Honeywell, everything's down. Oh, utilities, they're not too bad. They're down slightly. Who's that little green bit? Avangrid, 2% up. Who's this little one here? Bunang Power. There's not many. You know what? I suffer from dyslexia, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but I do have dyslexia. So sometimes it takes me a while to actually read something and decipher it because I get the letters jumbled up. And here I got this oil and gas midstream, but it's oil and gas M. And my dyslexia and filthy mind combined, and having dyslexia and a filthy mind is not a great combination. But I saw that and I saw orgasm in the middle of the screen. I'm like, orgasm on a stock chart, on a stock map? What's going on there? So go figure. To be fair, Matt, I think we're going to be vomiting tomorrow as well. I think we're going to sell off into tomorrow as well. I'll be very surprised if we don't. I think we'll bleed into probably bleed into the weekend. We'll get a bit of a rally, maybe pre-market tomorrow. There's the market. It's closed. Get a bit of a rally tomorrow. We can recover some of it, but I honestly think we'll just continue to bleed into the weekend there. Got Thursday and Friday left. Well, I'm happy. I've not had a good day like this for a long time. Let me pull up my TradingView stats. When was the last time I had a day over goal? Hey. Oh no, I did. I had a good day on Friday. And one last Monday. That's it. So yeah, I'm happy with today. We're green on the week. But at the moment, we're green on the week. So that's only a good thing. Let's continue this momentum for the rest of the week. Okay, guys, I think I will close the stream. And we'll do it all again tomorrow. We're back at it. 1 p.m. I was going to say 12. I was giving myself an extra hour. I'll be back at it 1 p.m. my time, which is 8 a.m. market time. So we'll be back at it then. And in the meantime, if you're watching the football, enjoy the football. If you're not watching the football, enjoy the rest of your evening. Stroke afternoon. Catch you later, guys. Appreciate your company.